Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of In the Box Seat as we talk all things Gold Coast Turf Club. Gibbo, we're missing one of our key panel members and our thoughts go out to Ella and her family at the moment.
Yeah, they do. Thoughts to all her family. But it's a bit of a shame because she would have been up and about, wouldn't she? We've been bagging her for weeks and she's come through and, well, she went better than me last week, so I'll tip the hat to her.
Not only did she find a winner on the show last week, but it happened to be Cordyceps Miracle, who hadn't won for 1,050 days prior. So that just adds a bit more merit to Ella's tipping performance last week. So our thoughts are with Ella, and no doubt she'll tune in and watch the show a little bit later on. Also, a big thanks to Clovis for tipping Cordyceps Miracle to Ella as well. Obviously, we had good action on the track. Stacey Kello had her first success on Saturday at the Gold Coast, and she's got a strong book of rides again this week as well.
Yeah, good on her. Monkey off the back. It was for her boss, Les Kelly, as well. He had a double with Rock
Stable's
War,
going good.
Yeah. So that was good of Stacey. A couple more rides this week. She only got the couple, but I noticed one of them, her old man Noel, was on last time. He couldn't get the job done, so might be some bragging rights there. If she can kick it home and Noel couldn't, I'm sure she'd let him know.
She's on an interesting horse trained by Jim Conlon in a maiden. Victorian Jim's a very astute trainer. He's got this horse placed at Moe last preparation. I was a bit surprised I saw it in the acceptance.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing.
Looks a good ride for Stacey off an inside barrier draw. And we caught up with Stacey Kello during the week to discuss her first winner here at the Gold Coast Poly Track. Stacey, success on Saturday here at Aquis Park Gold Coast on Demiani. Must have been nice to boot home a winner for your boss.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great thrill. It's nice to do it for the reason I'm up here with Les. So really thankful for the opportunity, and it's great to get the monkey off the back. You've
recently moved to the Gold Coast. You've only been here a short space of time. Are you enjoying it up here at your new home?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it up here. It's good to have Dad's support and just go home and watch some replays with him. A bit different to in Adelaide where I'd have to speak to him over the phone. But yeah, it's really good to have his support up here.
Speak of Les Kelly, a winning double last week. He also had a winner at Ipswich on the Wednesday program in She Mine, who looked pretty smart in scoring. Obviously, we had a great day of racing at Beaudesert on Anzac Day. Might have unearthed a nice 2-year-old, Purveyor, who won the first from the Bevan Lemming stable off a couple of quiet sort of trials.
Yeah.
He did plenty wrong, but gee, he showed good ability to score that 2-year-old race on Tuesday.
Yeah, they can do it at the stable. They can find one, and really good on debut. To win like that, it's hard to win anywhere on debut, but to win in that sort of style, pretty impressive.
Yep, and Gary Dowdy also with a winning double last week. Ralphie was a tearaway winner in race number 4. Where is that bottle of red, by the way, too?
There's 2 in there.
Two.
It was double or nothing, so we'll leave them there. But Gibson always pays his debts.
I was looking around for it. Thanks, big fella. What's the record now? You've got to hit back soon.
Yeah, I had a great stint when you weren't here. Unfortunately, I couldn't win any wine off it.
You picked the wrong people to choose your battles with that time when I was away. Let's have a look at as we head towards next Saturday, Gibbo, the Coast to Coast race day, the Hollandale Stakes. We've already seen some horses early nominations. We're currently sitting around 14 at the moment. Some of the good names are there. Jewess trialled yesterday on the Poly Track at Newcastle, hit the line nicely, so she's now won her 2 trials leading up into the race at the Coast next week.
I hadn't caught up with that.
And Tissue trials tomorrow at Rose Hill. Now, we're hearing that, she is going to be nominated for the Hollandale, and they'll work out whether they target that or the Tats Tiara, the 1,400 metre race. But at this stage, we're hearing that she'll definitely be nominated for the race next week. So all eyes on that first trial at Rose Hill. But, gee, it's shaping to be a great race and a great... it's billed as a clash between Zaki and Cascading, but gee, there's going to be some outstanding racehorses in the field as well.
It's been a really good addition the last few years, and it looks no different here. They're a couple of top liners, aren't they? They're genuine, top sort of dozen horses in the country, and we've got a few of them lining up. So I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be a great race. And we're going to mention Brett Cook, Steve Lyons, and Ian Brown have Mautai going around in the Archer on Sunday. Some race there too, and Well, it has to be a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a good Gold Coast flavour to that race with Alpine Edge. Obviously, he pulled
Yep.
up with excuses off the first up run in the Ascot Handicap. We spoke to the Edmund stable leading in. They thought the 1,000 metres was going to be always too sharp for him off that nice trial at Bow Desert, but he lost a plate and he was quite warm before the races, and they pretty much said it was just a total forgive the whole run. He worked on Tuesday at Bow Desert in between races with the Vows, and if you were to look at that piece of work, you'd say Alpine Edge is back on track rather quickly. I will say, I will counteract that. They reckon the Vows is a pretty lazy track worker, but Alpine Edge sort of sidled straight past him. Off the top of my head, I think it was 23 and changed the last 4, and they broke 11 the last 2.
Yeah, he's very, very good on his days, and he can sort of take that run. Like you said, he'll be better for it. Do not put a line through him. And the Vows, as you mentioned, is it 5 in a row I think he's going for in the Queensland Guineas, and well, that's a very good race. He's got the visitors draw, but geez, when they just keep winning like that, you can't put a line through him. He's going particularly well.
Of course, everyone at the Turf Club will be cheering home outside because we look forward to the after party. There's got to be something for their hard-earned workers here. I'm sure there's a big... there'd be a plane load of them going up to Rockhampton over the weekend for the Archer. So
actually, one other thing I do want to mention was the Girls on Tour race day, which raised $9,500 for Support the Girls Australian charity. So that's outstanding. Big day here. That was enjoyed by all.
Yes, it was. There was still plenty of people here well after the last event. So the promotion to have, and that's one thing that the Gold Coast Turf Club do well. It's not that after the last race everything shut the bar. We've been to countless race meetings that you're lucky to get a drink after. They go across the line in the last race, and there was still a very good vibe here going after.
Always is
out of the races here on Saturday. So let's turn our attention to this week's program, a 6-race card. And some interesting races, of course. The Poly Track Queen steps out again in Sarah Gala. Of course, she won a trial here on Monday morning as well, just to keep the record intact. Probably the hardest race that she's been in through her races so far. What have you found for us on Saturday?
I'm going with one that did win here. Race 1, number 1, Silver Warrior, dual acceptor as we speak. But look, good stable, was a 21 start maiden before it, but it put the riding on the wall. Couple of good runs. Looked the winner last time. Great ride. Too good. Think it can win again. Looking for a bit of value. I think race 6, number 4, Zuma Rudy could be the roughie for the day. Loom last start looked like it was going to win, and Callow just looked down the side. Ended up the horse head was lame. Obviously, will be cleared to run this week, but I just think it loomed and looked really good there. So it could be a big price this week, and I have to have something on Zuma Rudy.
Zuma Rudy in the last race 6, number 4. My best, Stern Magic, race number 5. I thought it and Humour Me come through the same maiden at the Sunshine Coast. Humour Me ran 2nd and a Stern Magic 4th. I could make a case that a Stern Magic's run was just as good, if not better, than Humour Me. And I can't get that trial out of my head from here, going into that race where it sat a long way back and hit the line sweetly. So a repeat of that trial and an encouraging debut performance where it was only beaten a length and a quarter, I reckon it could get away. Michael Carl, good addition to the riding ranks this week here at the Coast. He's got a couple of rides, including Boston City, who'll be hard to beat. So good to see Michael Carl riding here on Saturday, just to add a bit more depth to the riders.
They don't get much better.
So that's our few specials for the week this Saturday. Race 1, number 1, Silver Warrior. Just note he is a dual acceptor. Race 6, Zuma Rudy for Gibbo, and race 5, number 2, a Stern Magic for me. That will take us away this week. It's going to be a big show next week as we look at the Coast to Coast race day. We'll have a big preview of the Hollandale, the Gold Coast Guineas, the Silk Stocking, all the feature races up there next week. So make sure you tune in, and hopefully we've found a winner or two this weekend. I'll make sure I put these in a nice safe place before I leave this afternoon.